Hi there. I'm Deb Oraz. I'm a licensed clinical nutritionist, and I help my clients to lose weight, to regain energy, and to prevent chronic disease so that we can do all those things that we want to do as we get older. And I do this through helping my clients to adopt personalized nutrition care plans, and that may include some diet recommendations, it may include supplements, it might include vitamins, it might include some lifestyle recommendations. And each client is different, and I look at everyone's needs individually, and we work one-on-one to develop something that will work for that person, for their lifestyle and their health goals. So today is a little different. I've been doing these lives on my blogs, weekly blogs, and this time I decided to write on a little bit more personal topic, and the topic is how and why I shifted my career from corporate to wellness. I have been asked, I'm going to be doing a seminar in Hartford in September for the Spirit Festival, a yoga festival. I'm going to teach yoga there, and I'm also going to be doing this seminar on this same topic. I think it'll be about an hour and a half long event, and so stay tuned for that if you want to come to that and do some work on maybe reflecting on these questions yourself and what it means in your life. So I think a lot of people sometimes think about this and think, wow, I would like to, do something that I love and that I'm passionate about. So the reasons why I decided to shift are about passion. I was looking to find more fulfillment. I had a great career. I was a chemical engineer for about 28 years in aerospace. It was very rewarding. At times it was quite stressful. And I always was doing yoga on the side to help me with managing that stress of my corporate career and raising 3 kids. And so I was always working on my own personal wellness. And within my career, I wanted to find more fulfillment. I wanted to find something where I felt like I was giving back to people and the world and more personal one-on-one connection. So I started teaching yoga on the side while I was still an engineer about 10 years ago. And the more and more I was teaching yoga, the more and more I did a lot of healing myself and wanted to start that being my business. I also wanted to have a career that was outside of corporate because I'm a pretty creative person, and I love to make something out of nothing, which I actually did in my corporate career when I would put together a new organization or a new process or a new way of doing things. But a lot of times in aerospace, it's a very conservative field, and I felt a little constrained. So I envisioned that owning my own business, I would be able to choose to do whatever it was that I wanted to create and do it in a way that I wanted to. So having more creativity. So this opening a yoga studio was able to give me fulfillment, give me creativity. And then the third why is to experience freedom. Sometimes in our corporate world, we work, this many hours. And as you work this many hours, that means that you're doing a lot, that you're doing something. And that kind of philosophy really, I think we were shifting from that philosophy as a society, but it never really sat well with me. Like, I wanted to be creating and working and doing something when I was being productive and when it felt good to me. But at other times, maybe that needed to be a rest time and come back to the work when it was going to actually be productive. So that kind of freedom of being able to call your own hours and set your own schedule was appealing to me. But then the how am I going to make this happen? So it took a lot of planning, and I probably have been planning this for at least 5 years. And initially I started teaching yoga with just a small certification. I went on to get a 200-hour certification and later a 500-hour certification. I opened my own studio in my house And then I thought, well, how am I going to make this like my full-time thing? I really actually want this to be not just where I'm even busier than I was, because I've got a corporate career and this entrepreneurial career, wellness career. I want to do just the wellness, but what makes it actually work where I'm going to have enough money to live on? And it's going to be fulfilling for me. So I decided that in order to define my yoga studio and be able to expand my customer base and the offerings that I could give to my customers, I decided to go into nutrition. And it was also a personal thing. I think I've told you in one of my other Facebook Lives how I was doing yoga, yet nutrition was a piece that felt missing for me. So personally and professionally, nutrition just like added icing on the cake to my wellness career and my own personal wellness journey. So I went back to school for a couple years. I got my master's degree in nutrition and integrative health. I did a 1,000-hour internship. I did a national exam. Anyhow, I'm now licensed as a clinical nutritionist. And so I'm able to offer my clients this whole wellness package where we have the yoga and the nutrition, both of which are getting back in touch with your body and how can we live where we're actually taking care of ourselves and we're living in a way that makes us feel better and that we can do everything that we want to do as we get older. So that is how Roots Yoga and Nutrition was born. And I eventually moved my small studio from my house into a commercial building, and that's where it is now in Terriffill, Connecticut. And I see clients for nutrition both in the studio in Terriffill and also virtually worldwide. So that's a little bit of how and why I shifted my career from corporate to wellness, which the last point was it took a lot of bravery. And I'm so glad that I made that final jump and did it. But every step along the way was scary to try, and especially the last step of actually leaving my corporate career, which I did about a year ago, and become full-time at this entrepreneurial wellness business. So if you want to learn more, read the blog on the website and stay tuned for the seminar that's going to be coming up in September. So thank you for joining, thank you for listening, and for reading the blog. Have a great weekend. Bye now.